Welcome to Judge of Ghana TV. Akwa Baba, Judge of Ghana TV. So, let's take a listen to this news report from Peace FM 104.3 News. Let's take a listen. It's in Key, so after this, I will interpret it in English.
Na Judicial Service dwumayɛfoɔ ɛno no ɛyɛ atemmu adwumayɛfoɔ no wɔn mo fa ɛno no ɛwɔ Cape Coast wɔn mo de wɔn 50th anniversary celebration deɛ tintim so Judicial Service Staff Association no ɛna wɔn mo ɛde ɛhyehyɛ so ɛwɔ hɔ nom na ɛhɔ ɛna Chief Justice Maame Gertrude Torkonoo wɔde nsɛm bi ato dwa wɔkyerɛ mu sɛ nneɛma bi kɔ so wansekyerɛ ne mu anka a wanhwɛ bɛka ne sɛ wɔyɛ panin a wɔte fie sɛ nkwadaa enkum nanka yɛka nankamefo a wɔka ho bi nneɛma bi etwa gu ɛwɔ mo atemu adwumayɛkuo no mu a ɛwɔ sɛ wɔsekyerɛ nsɛm anim ka wɔse hwɛ sɛ obi ɛde n'asasesɛm anaasɛ nipa mmienu afanu ɛde nsasesɛm ɛho mansosɛm ababa bɛdan adwumayɛfoɔ bi ɛwɔ atemu adwumayɛkuo no mu yɛka asɛm no wɔ court yɛnwie ne ka na afei Judicial Service staff no wɔn mo afa kwati kwan so no wɔn manage dada nneɛma no yɛyɛ nneɛma bi yɛ nsakyerɛeɛ wɔ document nkratasɛm no mu saa na ɛbɛwie akyire no wɔn agye adamudeɛ ɔgye adamudeɛ no a na afei nipa nka wɔn nsa mfata sɛ asase ne kokodi na bam ne yɛyɛ ne deɛ ankasa no wɔkyinkyim ne nsa no wɔn agye adamudeɛ nti no wɔn de ama nipa a saa asase korɔ no anaasɛ agyapadeɛ no ɛnyɛ ne deɛ ɔse ɛno ɛka sɛe enti sɛ ɛba ne saa pɛ anaasɛ wɔn so saa nsɛm ne so a na akɔ bi de sɛ ɛyɛ atemu adwumayɛkuofoɔ a yɛ ne yɛ kasaan adwumayɛfoɔ no ebi mu gye adamudeɛ a lɔyafoɔ ebi mu gye adamudeɛ a judgefoɔ ebi mu gye adamudeɛ no na sɛ akɔyɛ hɔ enti wɔn nya saa nneɛma no wo a wɔanya saa nneɛma no a ebi a wɔn nsa bɛhwɛ mu no ɛne na nyɛ obi na kum antwi bo asi akono a na wode uti agye akyerɛma enti wɔtu wɔn fo sɛ wɔn anya saa deɛ no na nea ɛsɛ no wɔn nhwɛ sɛ wɔn bɛyɛ ne saa pɛpɛɛpɛ asɛm no a wɔn ɛka aba bɛdan wɔn wɔ court no nea ɛwɔ so wɔn yɛ no wɔn ɛnka ma adeɛ no atɛntene ne ɛnyɛ adwuma ɛsan sɛ obi a ɛyɛ n'asase obi a ɛyɛ n'agyapadeɛ asɛm yɛ si wɔ ho wɔde aba bɛdan moɔ na moyɛ nneɛma toro kan na bɛgye adamudeɛ na ɛbɛwie akyire no ɛbɛkɔ akɔdi wrong place deɛ wanhwɛ yie ɛbɛwie akyire no abrabɔ no ɛbɛgyigya de ama wo ankasa no a wofrɛ ho sɛ woyɛ temmuo adwumayɛkuo ɛni no enti na wama wani ada hɔnom na akuntabuo pa wɔn atimi nso de asom Ghanafoɔ na Ghanafoɔ akɔ so a enya atemmuo adwumayɛfoɔ no wɔn mu gyidie sɛ a nkurɔfoɔ de asɛm kɔdan wɔn mo wode wo ha akɔdan wɔn mo a ne nyinaa ne yade wɔn bɛyɛ ne yie di ama wo enti biribi ni a mede bɛkɔ akɔdan mpanifoɔ na wɔn ahwɛ aka ama me na menim sɛ atɛntene ne nsɛm ɛbɛyɛ adwuma nti yei ɛyɛ kɔkɔbɔ nsɛm a wɔde kɔɔyɛ ɛde ma judicial staff no so wɔn ani na wɔn paa na saa nneɛma no wɔn enyae anya saa deɛ a ɛdi ɛbɛyɛ wɔn a Judicial Service Staff Cape Coast 50th anniversary celebration a Judicial Service Staff Association de tintim so ɛwɔ hɔnom no ɛwɔ ase ɛna Chief Justice Gertrude Saki Torkonoo ɛde nsɛm no ɛto dwa ɛma wɔn.
The summary of this news report from Peace FM 104.3 News is that the Chief Justice of the Republic of Ghana, Her Ladyship Gertrude Torkonoo, was invited to the 50th anniversary celebration of the Judicial Service Staff Association in Cape Coast, JUSAG. And at that, she spoke at that event, and she said that it has come to her attention that judges who take bribes and judge unjustly so that people lose their properties, especially in land and property cases, should be on high alert because she's watching closely and she will deal with them in a grievous way because this is leading to miscarriage of justice. And so they should all be on the lookout, make sure they cross their T's and they dot their I's, that is the judges, and do their job judiciously and justly. She's expecting all her judges who are under her in the judicial service to do justice, to judge righteously, so that the trust level, which is at the moment at an all time low because of the spate of illegal possessions, illegal demolitions, illegal home invasions that are going on in the country of the Republic of Ghana, has just escalated. We have cases of people trying to illegally invade the property of Ghana International School. I think there was a demolition of the 10 properties of Mr. Otibonsu, the new patriotic party financier by the allegedly by the second lady of Ghana, Samira Baumia's family, her and her brother, Abu Ramadan, which happened some months ago. Um, I also saw a news story on Joy News where a man's 18-bedroom house, which had tenants inside, some it was illegally invaded. The people assaulted the tenants, drove them out, and within 4 hours demolished the property, according to the owner of the property, who gave his side of the story to Joy News. I'm going to do a special on the spate of illegal demolitions and in a separate recording at a later date. Just to know, let people know that we are not safe in Ghana at the moment because a lot of the criminality is being sort of led back to the Jubilee House, allegedly. The people who are doing these illegal activities, criminal acts concerning property fraud, come in the name of the office of the second lady, office of the vice president, and the name of Jubilee House, the seat of power. And that is not good for Ghana. So we'll do a separate episode on that. And we'll look at specific cases that are in the public domain and analyze them so everybody will be aware. Because what is going on in Ghana is giving Ghana a bad name and it needs to stop forthwith. Also, if it's not checked and the judiciary doesn't do anything about it, I'm glad Justice Torkonoo is talking about this. Because if nothing is done, then we should expect anarchy to reign in this country because nobody who has bought their property and doesn't owe anybody anything because they don't know these strangers. Strangers. I even heard a story. A friend of mine told me a story about how his friend was in his house. I think the property was in Laboni somewhere and got a summons to come to court concerning their own property from a stranger. These things are happening in Accra, Ghana. So this is not a matter to trifle with or to say it's not important. Deɛ ɛkɔ so wɔ kurom ha ɛfa property fraud ɛne korɔ no ɛfa property no ɛnsɛ mfata. And I'm glad that Justice Takonu has taken this stance. So we'll give her a big applause. And now let's go to what happened in day 3 of the anti-galamsey, anti-corruption, the final day of the anti-galamsey, anti-corruption protest in 37 Accra, Ghana. Take a look at this.
Ghana, she's an adopted child. No proper parents. She comes from Ghana. Why? What has she done? 10 years old girl. Why? They couldn't bring me social services. There was a policeman. I have to thank him. I don't know who he is. He was wearing glasses like mine, square glasses. when they were arresting me. He said, let the woman and the child go. There was another policeman there, very fat with a round fair face. He said, no, catch the woman. Her mouth! Her mouth! I am short and old. The only weapon I have is my mouth, and I will use it for the future. My mouth, I will use it. Yes. So they allowed me and the girl to go. And if you see the way the policewoman manhandled us, I had to tell her, stop it. Stop it. Enough.
It's Na Adeswa, Grandma Na Adeswa. Is she Ghana's answer to Rosa Parks? Rosa Parks was the old lady who refused to stand up and give her seat to a white person during the times in the US when they were fighting against skin color prejudice. So question is Grandma Na Adeswa, or yeah, Ghana's answer to Rosa Parks Ana, because she's certainly doing a very good job of emulating that. And maybe she's the Ghana's answer to Rosa Parks in terms of the anti-galamsey and anti-corruption fight here in Ghana, because we don't have skin color prejudice here, but we still have a sort of prejudice. Hmm? The colonial mentality is still there because there's just a few people at the top who are stamping all over those at the bottom, or those who are not in their catchment, who are not part of their gang, part of their mafia. And this is what is happening in Ghana at the moment. And we need people like Rosa Parks of Ghana, Granny Na Adeswa. I found out her name today. Let's carry on and watch what happened in day 3.
Well, the police have arrested two more protesters today as a majority of demonstrators demand an end to illegal small-scale mining in Ghana, abandoning the street following the arrest of dozens yesterday. This afternoon, there's more police and media personnel on the demonstration grounds than demonstrators themselves, as police declared most of the protesters wanted. We'll take you to the ground for the latest on that shortly. Right now, here's Maxwell Agbawe's report capturing how things unfolded yesterday.
Scores of protesters gathered for day 2 of the Stop Galamsey demonstration. On the first day, the police stated that they approached with a de-escalation mentality. However, on the second day, it seemed the approach shifted to if persuasion fails, force is applied mentality.
If persuasion fails. So, exactly, the Ghana Police Service decided to take strong arm tactics, change their strategy 360. And they decided to go for war and to stamp out the demonstration or the protest. Totally, omu pese omu doom and omu doom protest no in day 2. Because at the end of the day 2, they had rounded up most of the people, the leaders of the Democracy Hub protest against anti-galamsey, anti-corruption protest. They'd rounded most of them up in day 2. So day 3 was just a mop up. We'll find out what happened in day 3 shortly. Let's continue.
Talk to them. Listen to the Director of Public Affairs at the Ghana Police Service, ACP Grace Ansa Akrufi.
We served a caution to the organizers of this demonstration that today the police were going to do whatever it took to maintain the peace, ensure security, law, and order. We therefore urge them to once again consider the 7 missions that police had proposed to them, and that today we would not allow any impediments within the area of the 37 intersection. We will ensure that there will be free flow of traffic.
The police PRO said, public relations lady said, they were there to enforce law and order and ensure safety. But the day before, there were no safety threats or law and order threats. It was a peaceful Thursday. However, they considered it to be a threat on day 2, and they clamped down on the protesters in an uncompromising way in day 2 and arrested most of them, including most of the leaders of Democracy Hub. That's what the police did in day 2. And it seemed the only threat that came about was when the police were trying to clamp down on the protesters. Other than that, this was a peaceful protest.
Stop doing galamsey. Just stop galamsey for us. We want our mother Ghana back. We want our mother Ghana back. Oh, we want it back. Yo. Police also attempted to tow a vehicle containing the protesters' sound system, water, food, and other basic necessities. They resisted, but the police eventually succeeded in towing the vehicle away. There's a scuffle now between. So you can see what is happening right now in the background. Oh! You can see that. It's beginning to get chaotic now. Personnel of the Ghana Police Service trying to arrest one of the protesters. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 police officers. 9 police officers trying to drag one of the protesters away. His colleagues.
Did you see that? 9 police officers on one protester using shields and all sorts of things, tearing his shirt to shreds. This is excessive force by any measure. And this is not good for democracy in Ghana. The police used excessive force in subduing the protesters in 37 Accra on day 2. This is sad. Oh no. Let's carry on. To be honest, this use of excessive force is reminiscent of what happened in the US of A with George Floyd and the police. And this is not good at all.
At a press conference later, 62-year-old Democracy Hub member Na Adeswa called for the release of those arrested.
We wish to remind the Ghana Police Service and the government that their duty is to protect the rights and safety of all citizens, not to suppress them. The decision to escalate violence against peaceful demonstrators is not only a violation of our constitutional freedoms, but also an affront to the democratic values upon which our nation was built. Release all arrested protesters. The 15 individuals, including an 8-year-old child who was unlawfully arrested during the protest, must be released immediately and unconditionally. This continued detention is unacceptable and undermines the rule of law. I am the grandmother of Rose Sappho, the 8-year-old child who was unjustly arrested. Myself and other granddaughter, 10 years old, were released. Why? I asked for social welfare. They couldn't provide.
62-year-old grandmother. Na Adeswa is not playing. Oh. Share. They used to worship pa. Wow. This 62-year-old grandmother is not playing at all. She's definitely the Rosa Parks of Ghana when it comes to this anti-galamsey and anti-corruption fight. She's the face of that. Why yeah, dear pa. They need to shit. Ah, short people are dangerous. Oh. Hey, she's doing very well. I like her patriotism and her love for Ghana because it will take a deep love for your country for you to do what she's doing. Well done to her. Or say a boy and say mano.
Individuals who are speaking out against what they are doing, they have tried and
In a statement, Democracy Hub accused police of denying those arrested access to legal representation, refusal to provide information on detainee locations. Democracy Hub is also accusing the police of refusing all attempts to provide arrested protesters with food, water, female hygiene products, and basic toiletries. The group strongly condemns what it describes as blatant human rights violations by the Ghana Police Service and demand that they respect the rights of every individual in their custody. The group is urging all concerned citizens, civil society organizations, and the international community to join in demanding justice, transparency, and humane treatment for all the protesters. Extract of a statement released by the Ghana Police Service. All the 42 people arrested, including some of the leaders of the group, are in custody and will be put before the court to face justice.